Hey, what is up, peeps? Brock here with Life with Brock, live from my workbench, aka the kitchen table. And I needed a little bit of creative outlet tonight. I think I'm gonna work on that guy again, show off some of the figures that I've recently gotten for some custom projects that I'm probably not gonna get to until 2020. What's up, Spider Sands? I'm gonna wait until a few of you hop in here. I was supposed to go live. I had actually planned on going live, at least in my head, about 30 minutes ago. But a friend of mine decided to drop some bad news on me. And he's leaving. He's leaving. A good friend of mine. He's actually a pastor of the church that we go to. And he just got confirmed to go to Hawaii and be a pastor in Hawaii. So good for you, Landon. If you ever see this, probably never. But congratulations. But it has made me really, really upset, really sad right now, man. On some other sad news, it's actually good news. You know, wherever the Lord has him go, which is good. My brother, who had brain cancer several years ago, he had actually some serious brain cancer. Serious. I mean, if you can have more serious brain cancer, he had a pretty good one. He had a tumor around his brain stem, and he gets scans. I won't get too much into that because he probably doesn't, want me to lay it out. But he had a scan, and it was free and clear of cancer, so that's good news. Yay, thumbs up to my brother. Shout out to him, who will most likely never, ever watch this. It's all good in the hood. I'm getting my stuff set up here, guys. I'll interact in a second. And then my uncle today had open heart surgery, and thankfully he came out well. So, Tio Paul, I hope you recover. Better recovery than even expected, as you will probably never even hear this, but I wanted to throw that out there. So, hence, I'm going to be doing some creative outlet tonight. Let me see who's up in this mug. There's about 9 of you. Spider Sands, what's going on? Mobo. Matt Stetson, what is up, dude? Thanks for joining up and actually mentioning Matt Stetson. This dude hooked me up. Check that out. He sent me some brushes, and he understands Brockonomics. He helped out Brockonomics. And I may actually bring one of these out tonight to do what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll let Matt pick it out since he's in the crowd right now. But I really appreciate this gift. And have you seen my brushes? I needed some new ones. So actually, this is actually a newer brush. It's the dry brush one that I've been using from Citadel. But yeah, he hooked it up just out of the kindness of his heart. I really appreciate that. It was completely unexpected, but very, very, very appreciative of that. Let me see who else is up on here. Oh my gosh, we have Spider-Man. Spider-Man is actually watching me live right now. Is it Peter Parker? Miles Morales? One of the other million Spider-Men? Let me see who else. Spider Sands is also here. Jacob Valdez. Hey, happy for you to join. Now we got 12 people. People are getting their new notifications. I'm gonna work on that dude again. Comic book beige? Comic book beige. Oh, dude, I work on Thursday nights. Starting this Thursday, I'll be working Thursday nights for about 2 months. So I will not. Which one? Wait a second. Who's comic book beige? Is it you, Brian? Is that you? Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game I heard is awesome. I do not have the PS4, so I will not be playing it. As people are hopping on, here's some things that came in the mail for me. What's up, Brian? Good to see you here. Go ahead and plug the show. Some of these guys may be comic book nerds. It's a comic book. It's connected to the Syndicate Facebook page, and they have an offshoot. It's a comic related, topic related, and Nate Simmons, you guys may know him as the Syndicate Santa. He runs this every Thursday. He does comic related talk on his channel, so go check him out. Oh, yeah, I will not be. I'm a very active participant in my job, so I can't do it. But anyways, I ended up getting this Luke. I think this may be a knockoff. It did come from China. It took about a month and a half to get here, but I bought them for this bit right here. I am going to be changing. I'm not sure if it's Elektra, one of the female Marvel Legends. That you know, Luke's skinny arms, and Luke is a small figure. Check how small these Black Series figures are. So that's why he's gonna work for the Marvel Legends. So he's going to my fodder bin. The next guy I got in the mail, and it's actually a very cool looking figure, and it's you know, it's brand new. It hasn't been really messed around with, but I ended up getting Pyro. I do want to put him on a different body. I really don't like these ball jointed hips. It's the old Toy Biz. One of the definitely the things that Hasbro has improved are the hips. These ball joints are a thing of the past. So I want to put him, and I think I'm going to use a Pizza Spidey body, or you know, one of those, that buck. I'm going to use the same head and all his gear, and then paint him up. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's why I ended up getting him to do that. Who should I talk about next? Let's talk about this guy right here, because you've seen, for those of you that have been watching my channel for a while, know that I did it's actually one of my more popular customs. One of my, I think last time I looked, it had close to like 20,000 views, which is a lot for this channel anyway. It doesn't compare to that six-armed Spider-Man that I did, but it's definitely my second most popular video that I did. I did a custom where I took parts of this Marvel Select and I mixed it with the Juggernaut Bath, and I think it came out looking pretty good. I ended up getting an alternate head from, I can't remember which is the eBay seller, Jokophobe or a Star Wars Geek guy. I can't remember, but I talked about it in that video. I ended up getting another head that it actually looks pretty good, but it was too small for the body. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm kicking around the idea. I have a couple of first appearance Hulks, and turning him into another Thanos. We shall see. I ended up getting this guy in a trade recently, and that's why he is there. And with him came Death. I don't know if I brought Death with me. She's not here. She's still in the back. Yeah, that's it. One of my daughters is staring at me right now, thinking I'm crazy. Let me see if I can bring up the comments on my iPad so I can track along with you guys. We're gonna get into the painting here in a little bit, but I needed a little bit of time to, I'm still reeling from my friend telling me that, I knew that's exactly what he was going to tell me, son of a gun. Really sad about it. All right, let me see. Let me bring up the comments here. Let me see what we're caught up. I appreciate that Comic Book Beige about my uncle. He's in his 80s, and but he held through. Let me see. I think I may have missed some of these comings. I think my spot on the, yeah, the hurricane. There's some. I think it's one of the biggest hurricanes in recorded history. That's coming. So if you have some peeps in the East Coast, make sure that you're praying them and extending a helping hand if you're able. I have a cousin who's in town. He's actually from DC, and his plane may be delayed. His dad is my uncle. But anyway, let me see, where are we at? Ultimate Legends, hello. What type of paint do I use? I really like, primarily I like Vallejo paints. See right here, Vallejo. If you go back, there's a few videos that I dedicated to paint, actually quite a few months ago. This is the air paint. That just means it's thinned down, practically ready to go for an airbrush. I really like the Vallejo paints. This is I've been working on this guy for quite a while. I thought it was done, but I'm really not happy. And what made me think that I needed to wind him up is my daughters were like going, it doesn't look right. So they got in my head, so I'm going to be working on him some more. So I like the Vallejo ones. The regular paints are good. And I also like Citadel. Now, there's some people that like Model Master. I don't have too much experience with Model Masters. There's some people that do fantastic work with it. I just personally, the couple times that I tried to use it, I did not care for the smell of it. It was a little bit too strong for my liking. These don't give off, I don't think, any smell. Sometimes when I airbrush, they do, and it actually smells good, but I don't think you're supposed to be breathing in it. All right, let me see what else. I know I'm just talking your heads off right here, guys, but let me show you some more. Chris Gilham, thank you very much. He knew I was building the blob, and this is kind of like what I'm feeling like right now. I got to lose some weight. But he sent me this head just out of, again, another just nerd friend from Facebook that knew I needed it, and I offered to see if I can help him out with something, and he's like, no, bro, you got it. It's on me this time around. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. So now I got both arms. I picked up, I don't know where the top, oh, there it is. I picked up the, oh my gosh, things are falling. I picked up his upper torso. Let me move Iceman real quick. I picked up his, where's the fat go? There you go. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell. There's just rolls all over the place. So this is going to go in here. I'm not ready to do that because I want to see if I should try to mod it so it can move a little bit more. This figure lacks articulation, but it's just awesome looking. I don't know why I haven't tried to pick it up before. So I got obviously the lower torso. This has been the most expensive piece. Actually, it tied, but this guy that came with the hands, and the hands apparently are the most difficult things to pick up. I ended up getting this guy for free because I used my Amazon points, and he was on Amazon, and I had built up enough points. I think he was around $40, which is a lot. This piece was also around that much. To buy this guy on eBay, he's selling for like 150, 160, and I did not want to do it. Players, too expensive. So I thought I could try to part him out, and it's not been as easy as I thought I was going to do, find the parts. So anyway, I have the right leg. The only thing I need now is his left leg. I need his left leg. It's the one that came with Zorn. There's one on eBay right now, but I don't want to spend another $40. It's like I should have bought, one for 150. So I'm trying to find one in a trade or something that, around the $20 mark. And I don't know how difficult it's going to be, but I'm patient. It's not like I need to build him right this minute. Remember, he is the immovable object, so he's not going to be moving very much in my display. So I'm going to hold off on it. And what else? So Brockonomics did go out the window, so I'm in the red for the first time this year. So this next month, it's going to be pretty much nada mucho. I've wanted to get this Mr. Fantastic for a long time. Sorry, guys, I'll look at the comments in a second. But I wanted to look at this. I wanted to get this Mr. Fantastic for a really long time, and I'm actually going to custom them up. I like the colors of the new one. I need to think what I want to do, because I'm thinking that I'm going to chop this guy up, use some magnets, and then with the new figure chop that guy up, and that way I can have smaller legs or long legs with a shorter torso, long torso, etc., and I can have magnets, and it would essentially be like 4 different figures. I just have to paint them up. So, and then I'm definitely going to use the newer head. The newer head is, much nicer, and maybe I can use this head for, I don't know, a Star Wars character. It's kind of on the small side of things. Let me see, compared to the Luke head, well, I guess it's not. I guess it's not that small, player. Not that small. And just 2 more things. They're bases. I started working on a Magneto a while ago. And I've seen this part used. This is the Iceman, Series 8 Iceman from Toy Biz. I ended up getting this base because I'm gonna make a throne for Magneto, and I know you're not gonna be able to visualize it now, but this is gonna be, this is his, this is a Sentinel left hand, and then I have the other one, the Toy Biz one. Well, this is also a Toy Biz, but the one that came with Gambit, it's the other hand, it's the right hand. And I'm thinking, I haven't seen this done yet, but having both hands like this, making the throne. That's going to be a diorama, but it's essentially just going to be just a throne diorama. And that'll be when I get to Magneto, whenever that is, probably in the year 2022. Hopefully I'm still alive by then. And then 31 people up in here. I got this storm base. By the way, I ended up getting both of the bases for like, I think it was $30. So it's way more than I wanted to pay. But the figures that they were coming with, it was the cheapest way to go. There was a guy that had both of these pieces. I offered him less than what he had them listed for on eBay, and I picked them up. So what am I going to use this for? I recently saw, I think it was Lee Aller, pretty good customizer, like top-notch customizer. He used the MODOK base, and he made a cannonball. And then he made like a tube, and it looked like an explosion, and then half of cannonball, he's using magnets. So I started thinking around. I tried to contact him, but he's not as reachable as some others, and he haven't responded, or probably never saw my direct message or whatever, because I was asking him if he would sell the cast of the mold that he made. Because I would have bought them and I would have used it. But now I'm going, you know what? I'm going to use this. And depending on the angle, I think I can make it work. I can make this work, and this is going to be a cannonball. The bottom part, the explosion of cannonball. So I think I've gotten like a couple other things. I did go nuts this past month, but I have a lot of custom projects to go, and I want to finish this Iceman that was supposed to be a simple project, but I have like 3 videos out already doing this. All right, let me see. Looking at the comments now, Jacob says, Brock, your skills are really good, man. I think we are ready to see you work on a 12-inch Marvel. No, player. Jacob, I appreciate the compliment. It's nice to hear. My skills have improved over the few years that I've been doing customs. Your skills can improve too. You just got to get after it. Do less talking, more painting, like I should be doing right now. But my painting skills have improved. My kit bashing ability has been improved. And as long as I'm able to do it and film it, I'm happy to put it on my channel and have you guys do it. I would love, I'm a teacher at heart. I enjoy instructing, and you know what I enjoy seeing? I enjoy seeing people taking some of the things that I've done and doing them themselves, or maybe even excelling, and maybe even teaching me something. So I would love to see you guys, and some of you guys have shared some of your custom works, which is cool. And there's some of you on here that are even better than I am. Like, for example, Mr. Stetson. He's a trained artist. He actually went to school he was sharing this with me the other day, that he actually studied some art. So he's going to have background that I never did. I was an athlete. I played sports all my life. I thought this was definitely not for me. I was into the, I'm missing a little piece right here. What happened to his eyebrow? Squirreled a little bit right there. See, he's missing. He's got a nice chip. And there's some people that are watching me that, like Kairos1, that's another guy that he does, I think he's been doing it longer than I have, and knows how to do sculpture. And I'm sure there's other people on here that do, but I appreciate you guys hanging out. All right, moving on to the next one. The 12-inch, I never finished my thought on that. The 12-inch figures, this is my pretty much my niche. I like the smaller figures. I don't have space for the bigger figures. The bigger figures I have in my collection are my Transformers, and I don't even have room for them right now, and they're all boxed up. So I don't really like those. However, I did see somebody use a 12-inch figure. They made a searcher Searcher, the demonic villain in one of the Thor movies, I think Thor Ragnarok. I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sure, but remember, English is not my first language. Searcher? Searcher? Whatever, you know who I'm talking about, the flamey devil guy. And they used a 12-inch Black Panther. They had a vision, and it works perfect. Not super perfect. Oh, speaking of Kairos 1, there he is. You heard me talking about you. I'm not sure if he's in here right now because that was at 8:46, and now we're at 9. So that was 15 minutes ago. All right, Darth Goody says, I got that Marvel Select Thanos in my BBTS pile of loot. Well, I picked him up in a trade. So if you don't collect your figures loose and you got some... this guy should only really go... I mean, it's a cool... It's a nice sculpt. It's not very articulated, which is why I made a custom of him in the first place, because I wanted something, a waist and no ankle pivot or whatever. But you can find him for less than $20, even though he's heavy to ship, but it's a very common figure. So if you can avoid paying, I think I looked at BBTS is in like $26 plus shipping, but he's in your pile of loot, so you'll only be paying $4 for the shipping anyway. But you can get it for less. Trade one of your figures. I traded a Sabine Wren for him. I had like 3 Sabine Wrens because I was gonna do customs there, and like blah. All right, moving on. Oh, a message held X Ultimate E-Man X. He says, guys, check out my channel. Here, I'll show that. Good. You guys can make your own decisions. Gabriel Roman, what's going on? Spider-Man's out of here. He's in the East Coast. What's with the blob head? Well, I think you guys probably answered it. And then Ultimate E-Man, YouTube is holding all his messages because he's saying, will y'all please check out my channel? What type of channel do you have? Here, let me show it. There you go. Kairos 1 is answering Vallejo paints are non-toxic. I'm going to buy a lot more now. Talk more about that. What type of research did you do? They actually smell good, but I was afraid to inhale. Nuevamente saludos de Ciudad de México y a seguir coleccionando. ¿Qué pasó, Rafael? Bienvenido al canal. Trade one of my kidneys? No, bro, I need my kidneys. You never know. Ultimate Legends. Does anyone know what type of paint? Oh, so I get that question a lot. Vallejo and Citadel paints are my favorite, and I still haven't started painting. I'm about to, I promise. It's not going to be that long painting. I want to share what I got, say thanks to the people that hooked me up, and then see what I can do with this guy. Leo 3 Fro, what's going on? I got a lot of stuff. What's up, Dead Grin Customs? So I think I've answered those questions. I'm almost to the end here. I've got friends who are into 3 3/4. I've used the 3 3/4 in for Wolverine. I was always thinking about doing a puck, but I think they're going to. What do you call it? Re-release them eventually. We just did have Sasquatch. Okay, so let's get into painting. Let me take this head off, and I want you guys to see what I'm seeing here. Let me move my camera. So you see what the? Oh, you know, I know when that happened. He fell. Were you here when this happened? This guy fell, and he did a face plant, so he's missing a little bit of paint right there. It's black. Darn it. Oh well. I like how the head's turned out so far. I like the color of the head better, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is lighter. And actually I like the way that it contrasts, but I think the body just needs to be lighter. So let me shake this up. What I'm planning on doing, here's my thoughts. I'm gonna dry brush on areas where I think, and I talked about this in the previous times. If the sun was, over his head, where would his body be highlighting? Where would the shadows be casting? So I'm gonna go where the highlighted areas are. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of dry brush. And then I'm gonna water down the paint and almost make a wash with this, like super, super light. I'm gonna try to like almost, you won't be able to see it. And then I'm going to try to whiten everything and bring it together. So that's my thoughts. Those are my plans. And hopefully I'm able to execute it. And if not, it's not a big deal. I think the figure is already improved because I've used so much Pledge floor shine to, if you notice, it's so shiny. That's the Pledge. The Pledge floor shine, which is essentially an acrylic, a clear acrylic. I know it's in a little shampoo bottle, but that's from the big bottle, okay? And his joints are so much tighter than the original figure. Like, look at this. I don't have the other one with me, but look, there's not the wobble that these legs felt. They're so much more solid now. All right, so I've talked enough. Let's do this. Let me see. Tamiya lacquer paints, that's really toxic. So Tamiyas are lacquer. Vallejo paints are really acrylic base. Yeah, so minimum. I did end up getting an airbrush booth, which I'll be trying out here soon. All right, let me just do a couple drops here. B Mayday, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. I am at my kitchen table, which is my workbench. Let me see what he's asking. Hi Brock, it's hot glue Iceman. Oh, yeah, the Iceman. All right, you guys got to go check. Go ahead and put it, if you can link to your page. Now, Mr. Mayday right there, he does these really cool ice slides. And I think, I'm trying to think of who, I think it was my local friend, Eric Sarton. And there was somebody else that sent me his links. I hadn't actually talked to him before, but he makes these awesome ice slides with hot glue, man. You guys got to go check this out. And there's one that I want to, you know, I was picking his brain on how I can make one myself because, you know, players, I got to do it on the low. And I'm already in the red. But there's one, it's really cool. It's like, it looks like a wave, and then he's got an effect that's coming out of his arm. So, dude, definitely give them a link to your stuff. They should definitely check it out. Yeah, they brush fine. So that's essentially what I've been using. I've been using the air paints, and I use the majority of air paints on here. You got to understand they're thin, which for me it actually helps my technique because it helps me put in thin layers. And one of the things that I've made many mistakes, and I still make it. I lay my paints on too thick, and I think the Vallejo Air forces me to go slower and be more patient because the paints are thinner. So it helps my technique out, I think. Yeah, Kairos, I don't have it. I don't have any oil paints right now. Matter of fact, the last time that you recommended something, I went and I got those little powdered, what were they? They had a bunch of different colors, and I haven't even used those. And funny, since then you stopped using them, and then you went to oils because they worked better for you. Do you have a tutorial on how to apply the Pledge to tighten joints? I sure do. Go check it out. I have a playlist. It'll be under Brock's Customs, and there's actually quite a bit. I think I may have done a couple. Funko Nerd, what's going on? Oh, all right, Matt. So I've been using this one, but since you're on here and you sent me some new brushes, pick a color, pick a brush. Pick a color, pick a brush. I know you're still on here, Matt, so I'm gonna let you pick which brush I'm going to dry brush this thing in. Yeah, also, Mr. Mayday, why don't you drop a link to your Facebook? Don't you have a Facebook page, or is it just your personal account, but which you use for nerd stuff anyways? Yeah, Apocalypse. Are you talking about the new Build-A-Figure or the old Toy Biz one? All right, let's see. All right, you want me to go with the orange ones? All right, so we're gonna use one of these orange ones. Let me see. So I'm looking at, I want to use one of these orange ones. I feel like maybe this one right here. I'm feeling this one. I'm trying to think of it. Oh, however, this one over here has got a little bit of a pointy tip. Hold on, where is it? Brand new brushes, guys. Hey, if you would have told me 20 years ago that I'd be excited about busting out a new brush. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with a flat edge one. This one is, it may give me, I don't know, I haven't used one. So it may, although I kind of wanted to use, I could just use a little bit of a tip in areas. I'm gonna go with a flat edge one. And then let's get to painting. So let me just talk, if you've never been on one of my live streams before, I am not a pro at this. I'm just a nerd like you who wanted to improve my $20 figures, okay? So there's more than one way to skin a cat, as I like to say. Hopefully I'm not gonna offend any of you PETA peeps. Why is this leg showing? This is part of my tripod. Why is that there? Can I remove it? All right, this is, I made it's a little bit too tight of a space. By the way, like I said, kitchen table players. I'm gonna remove my, there we go. Okay, so what I'll do, those of you that are interested in checking out those ice slides and checking out his Facebook page, why don't you guys know me on there? Hit me up on my main page, and then I will drop. I mean, you know what? I will drop. I'll drop a link on my main page, and then you guys can go check them out from there. All right. So let me explain dry brushing for those of you that are new to the channel. Again, I'm not a pro. I picked up hints along the way. And the way you do dry brush is you just want to just get your brush. You just put a little bit of paint on your brush, and then you dry brush it. You pretty much remove all the paint. So there's just a little bit of paint left, and you can kind of see there. And then what you do is you just lightly start going over the area that you want to dry brush. And you may not be able to see something immediately. However, if you press too hard, you will see, but that's not what you want. You want there to be minimal paint transfer when you're doing this. And I'm just starting with this back piece. You know what? Maybe for Christmas, I'm gonna invest myself on some good lights. Somebody's recommended, did I paint my phone? Somebody recommended this one mood light, but it's not what I need. I want to get some LED lights because they're really bright, and I want to get the daylight ones. So I'm gonna just focus on the higher areas, and obviously I'm hitting these peaks. So I used a bunch of blues. Transformers Optimal, what's going on? Another Transformers fan on here. By the way, that's what got me into collecting. I started collecting a bunch of Transformers. So I used, if you go back to the original video, I pulled out all the blues and I tested them out. They're primarily Vallejo paints, and I think I showed all the names on it. So you see here, I'm just doing just a little bit. Now what I'm noticing is it's very soft compared to this one, So Brian is actually hitting me up on Messenger right now, and I wasn't letting him. So what I'll do is like I mentioned, for those of you that are interested in checking out those ice slides, it's worth checking out for sure. I just squirreled, didn't I? It happens. ADD, ADHD. I'll drop a link to his page. You guys should definitely check it out. I'll do it right after the stream. Somebody just remind me. I find out that I have very bad short-term memory. Peace out, Darth Goody. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that it has an ab crunch, Kairos. Let's see if I can show this. So Matt, I'm finding out like this is really nice. I actually may hold off and use this because it's really soft. I'm gonna keep it, and I think I want to use it when I'm applying like the wash. Let me just clean it off. And I am gonna go back to this one because what I found, guys, when I was dry brushing, like this one in particular, so I can't remember who recommended it, but it's made by Citadel, which are the other type of paints that I like to use. And you notice there's a bunch of blues right here. The bristles are firmer on this one. Wait a second, I was answering a question, I already forgot. Shoot. Yeah, you can even hear now the bristles. I forget what the heck I was saying. Oh, wait a second. I was answering something from Transformers. Oh, okay, it was the paint, so I think I answered that. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, and you guys got me all messed up in here. All 28 of you that are currently watching. All right, there you go. Now you can see some of that paint transfer. That was a little bit too much. So I'm just going to go back over it, but let me see if you can see it. I want you to be able to see the paint going on. But that's okay because I do want him to look icy. Hey man, I think I'm going to have to start taking some ginkgo biloba. By the way, guys, always shake your paints. I think at one point, I do this. I ad-lib everything that I'm doing here. I have nothing planned to say, but maybe I should have an outline. Like I should finish my thought before I move on to the next one. I cannot. Multitasking is, even though people claim that they can do it, it's nearly impossible to do. Let's see if I can do that right there, and that would help. Yeah, so you can definitely see the peaks getting wider, which is what I wanted to do. And there's guys that are, they really have a good vision for the colors they want to use. They understand the color wheel. I have no friggin' clue. I just go with what looks good. I'm very superficial that way. For toys, anyway. All right, so here we go. So I just want to hit the chest. This area would definitely be lighter. Yeah, my girl started talking trash on my Iceman. I brought it out. We had some family time. I think it was on Monday. I told my wife that I wanted to just hang out and no devices or anything, and really should be doing that a little bit more. Let me see if that's paint that's rubbing off. Oh, you know what that's gonna be? That's gonna be a little bit of glue. That's all right. It's gonna look like icicles on his body. But we were hanging out, so I would go, let me bring out this figure and see what the girls think. Now, they don't read the comics. They have seen, they're very into this the superhero, at least the older one and the younger one. The middle one is into watching YouTube videos about beauty products, beauty stuff. And she was the one that actually encouraged me to do the YouTube the most. But anyway, so they don't have super familiarity. They don't know the storyline or anything like that. But they do know what it looks like, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't look like Ice, Dad. So they clowned him a little bit. They told me he didn't look shiny enough, like that he was missing white. And I was already kind of thinking that. I posted some pictures on my Instagram account. Oh, I'm done. Just kidding. Yeah, and Kairos, obviously that's our era. How old are you, by the way? I just turned 43 recently. And age is relative, but getting middle of my life. And that's the show I watched. Amazing Spider-Man and Friends, and His Amazing Friends or something like that, 46. You're an old man, playa. We got, oh, here we go. We got somebody who's 20 years old. Pajango Studios. What's up? Some young peeps up in here. I did the analytics for my channel for another reason. It was just like, let me go check it out. Who's watching the stuff? And there's a breakdown of, I think it's like 26 through, or what was it, 19 through 26, and then 27 through 35, and then, so I have a lot in that range of people that like to watch this, and it's obvious. I think it's going to be the Marvel Legends that's drawing the people that are interested. Obviously, we all collect all sorts of stuff, right? Like I know some of you guys collect that DBZ stuff and Turtles, and then some of us, do Transformers. I think the older folks will do Transformers, like Kairos. See, claro que sí. Yeah, today's 40-year-olds are like 30. Well, you ask my family, and they'll tell you I may be in my 40s, but I got the heart of a juvenile. All right, I'm kind of digging that effect, to be honest. He's got a little bit of the paint. I guess I had some glue. If you guys remember, I didn't prep this figure. This was a Smokey figure I got in a trade, and I go, I'm just going to mess around with them, maybe give some painting tips, something that I've learned that I can pass on. But it's turned out into something that I can definitely put on my shelf and be happy with. But one of the things that you can do, some people will ask me about protecting the paint rub. Well, one of the things that you can do is you can put glue on it. You can put some of the, and it'll protect the paint rub from the area. But I definitely did not shave any of these down. But it works in this figure because he's not supposed to be super smooth. Ice, parts of it are smooth, but then there's chunks that come off. That could be, part of his snow effect. So I'm going to spend some time here in the upper body. And I'm definitely not going to, this is not going to be a super long section. How long are we on already? Oh, let me see. It says 44 minutes. I think I'll just do another 15 minutes because people got to go to work. I'll be waking up early tomorrow. And then we'll look to finish him on the weekend. If I got some time. This weekend may be a little bit tight for me. You see that right there? So I'm good with that. parts of the shoulder will be exposed to the light and others will be shadow. Now there's this method, it's called zenithal priming. If you look at some of the, I've talked about it, I can't remember which videos I've talked about it, but I've talked about zenithal priming method. It's the angles where you prime the figure, and I usually use a spray can. You can do it with airbrush. And what it does is it just forms natural highlights, natural shade, the shading areas of your figure. So when you go paint it, you can see where it gives you like a visual cue where you want to start putting your paints. Now, some of you dudes who have been painting for a long time and understand all that stuff and you're good at visualizing stuff, won't need that, but it certainly helped me. I was first exposed to it while watching Action Figure Toronto, who everybody, who's into custom should know who he is by now. It's pretty impressive customizer. I would say pretty close to the level of Craig Warwick. So getting back to that, so you paint, and then on the areas where we're gonna rub, you put just a layer of glue and you let it dry. Thanks, Leo. Hey, Matt, you should drop a link. I don't know if it'll let you, but if you want people to check out your figure, it's an obscure figure, and it'd be cool for them to see I'm forgetting the name of the character, but he's like an emerald green, and it's looking pretty good. The Kit Bash was a pretty good idea, something that he created. What's the name of the figure? Mr. Mayday, they got to see your eye slides, man. When Eric Sarton sent that to me, and there was somebody, it may have been even Kairos who sent it to me. I was like, holy cow. And I was trying to figure out how you made that. Because Iceman's got to ask, he needs one. And I know those things are going to take long. But just, laying out the wire is going to take some time. Yeah, this guy didn't have it. Not even extra hands, right? These are the only hands he came with. If I would have thought this out, I may have thought about putting like different hands on him, even though he may not be able to hold, like, let's say, like one of the Sandman parts. Hold on, let's stay focused here. What's up, Dave? Uh-oh, did I? Oh, that you sent me the links to the eye slides. I thought it may have been you. More. I need more. He's definitely lightened up right there. And so this is something that, I don't like, I really don't like it, but I think it may end up working out. You see how the paint is kind of just attaching to almost dust, but I feel like, I wonder if that's from dried paint. Like it's too dry. That could be from the paint being too dry, but it's creating a mist, almost like a mist effect on him that I'm okay. I'm okay. What's the worst thing that can happen? I can ruin the figure, right? Thanks, Dave. Actually, let me do this one round, and then I'll just show the people. And I may just actually go and drop his link so you guys can have it. That way I won't forget. Do you have an Instagram? Hey, by the way, those of you guys that have that are doing customs, start dropping your Instagrams on here. I'm good with it. You guys are hanging out with me. We're all, it's not like we're selling these figures. Mr. Mayday does sell his stuff, but man, that's elaborate. And actually, Kairos sells his stuff too on eBay. You guys should go do a search for a custom storm. It was phenomenal. It was possibly, seriously, it left an effect. I really don't like the female figures. I don't. I typically don't buy the female figures. They lack articulation. But there was just something about this storm that I really, really liked. You guys should go check it out. He's got a channel. He actually showed a lot of his progress on there. And he also does some Dio stuff. And he's been doing it for quite a while. Worth checking out. But all these guys so far that I've mentioned here, they're good with sharing their stuff. They sell it, but you're a customizer. You're willing to give it a go. The times that I've talked to those guys, they've been pretty open about doing it. Thanks, Drake. Hey, what's up, Claire? Sorry. Like when I'm looking at him straight on, I can see just fine, but I'm trying to get it so that you guys can also see. You can see the difference, right? It could be related, Kairos. Could be related, player. Let's go. Stop dropping your Instagrams, guys. Kairos, you should work on your Instagram with the type of stuff that you've been putting out. That storm, I'm telling you, man. You guys should go see a storm. And then you guys will see what I do. And he needs a photo class. So if any of you nerds here with us, among us other nerds, knows how to take good pictures, please give Kairos a lesson. Because I think his figures would sell for more if he took better pictures. All right, hold on a second. Let me go to the Facebook page. Let me go. Here's Brian. Okay, so this is going to be his Imager account. Let me get the link so you guys can go see. But I kind of like your Facebook, the way it was laid out on your Facebook better. But hold on a second. What the heck? Wait a second. Let's go back up here. I think I liked the photos on. I think they were different. Check that out, dude. Look at that. Oh my gosh, man. I think it may have been. It's one that looks like this. Let me just. Hey, Brian, do you care if I show? I guess I should ask you before I go over there. You mind if I show him your Facebook page? All right, cool. Let me do that. Coño. Oh, I misspelled Brian. Come on. Oh, there you were. What the heck? What were you doing there? Are you working on some other stuff? Okay, hold on a second. Let me find the your Iceman post. I'm pretty sure I saved it. He's a redhead with a goatee. All right, hold on a second. I think I may have saved it, man. Oh, not there? Well, come on. Okay, hold on. That didn't work. He said, no, not there. Where the heck did you put? Oh, you put. I know where you. Dude, I think you dropped it in one of the Marvel groups, right? Hold on. That's funny. Not there, player, not there. That's my personal email. They're gonna start stalking me now. Let me see if I can find these saved posts. I'm pretty sure I saved it because I wanted to go back to it and steal your ideas. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's the Imager one. Dude, I know I'm not gone. I haven't gone crazy. No, it just takes me to your Imager. I saw another. I saw another photo. You told me go for it, and I'm old. I can't find it. All right, when I find it, I will. I wanted you guys to see this. The one picture that they go, man. I need to have this ice slide. Sorry, Brian. Brian's gonna have to get off of Facebook now. Oh shoot, I only got like 4 minutes left here. All right, let me get myself on the. Sorry, man. Oh dang. Drake, what's going on? He says, I'm not very knowledgeable of Marvel Legends figures, so I'm curious, is that all that stock with just a repaint, or did you actually... No sculpting on this one. On some of my other ones, like if you go look at the Thanos, I sculpted... I'm not very good at it. It's not something I'm great. I wish I could take a class and learn how to sculpt. But I have sculpted like, small things like belts and boots, and I'm starting to learn how to do clothing. So if I wanted to make this look like pants, I know how to where to add some wrinkles. I know how to put wrinkles. I recently did some boots, like boot cuffs for Captain America custom that I worked on. So I'm expanding my knowledge, but this is a pretty much a stock. It was pretty much a clear figure. So if you go back a couple of videos back, I showed, from beginning to where we're at here. I think I want to get inside this, inside here. Okay, I think he may have just found the link. Let me just finish this area up right here, and we'll try that again. Gosh, too funny. Too funny. It was a post to the Facebook group. Okay, so if you guys not in this Facebook group, you may not be able to see it. So let's try that again. There we go. So let me see if I can copy it. No, coño. Oh, so right here. Come on, player. My iPad's been acting up. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'll find it and I'll just link it to my Facebook page, the main page. If you guys are following me on there, and if not, you go check out that Imager. Yeah, G.I. Joes are pretty popular. There's definitely a niche for it. I've seen some custom Joes, and they look pretty good. Toy Box Customs on Instagram. He's got a Snake Eyes head. I like his stuff. I bought stuff from him before. Go check him out. What's up, Justin? So I'm just going to go for another few minutes and I'll be done, guys. Again, all I'm doing is dry brushing. And for those of you that are just joining right now, dry brushing is just lightly feathering the areas, and you'll see some of these blue areas start getting white. And these are the areas where I definitely had, this is where I did the glue, so it's going to look a little bit rough. I think once I do the wash, this will clean up a little bit. Oh, cool. Kairos. Go live. And you need better light just like I do. So this is definitely looking dusty. Almost like it just snowed. A light snow. I definitely want to show the girls to see if it meets their standard. Yeah, that's definitely more Iceman than what I had. And then what I'll do at the end, I'll go over it with the Pledge Floor Shine again. And Kairos, you asked if it was less rubbery. Most definitely. I mean, that in there is still, that's still like a softer joint, but I've put Pledge all over the place. You can see how shiny it is there. That's all the Pledge Floor Shine. Makes standing this guy 1,000 times better. You don't know how to go live? You can do it. Well, we can talk about it another time. I can help you on that. Super easy. You can do it straight on your phone. Straight from your phone, player. I don't want to use. You see that? You probably didn't see it, but some of the paint will dry, and you don't want to use that. See that? I don't really. Well, I may speak to that. I may end up liking that. It's kind of rough. See that? Maybe I just should stop judging this piece until I'm done with it. Matt, if that's something that you're motivated to do, by all means, the more the merrier, the more customizer. I wish that when I first started doing this a few years ago, there was very few people that would do it. Glenn Webman, he's a guy that was great at it. I mean, he did so many cool things on his channel. He made toy reviews fun. Definitely, he's probably my favorite reviewer. And he would do his customs. Now, he didn't do live. I don't think this is, this isn't a very popular thing to do, I guess. Because you're there the whole entire time. And the guy, like me, I've been dry brushing for just this little area for how long now? But he was good at putting videos together. I've done that. I tried to do the editing in the videos, and it works out. But I'm in a time right now where the little time that I have, if I don't go live, you guys won't see any videos. Yeah, so Matt, you should definitely go for it. I'd encourage you to work on your Instagram and just start posting your pictures, like work in progress pictures, because you don't care. It's not like you're going to be selling them, or maybe you will be selling them. Hold on a second. You did say, but you don't care to you're fine with sharing. So by all means, do it. Oh, here's another guy that does customs. Hot Cheeto Fingers. Thanks, man. Hot Cheeto Fingers did a Deathstroke that I have that one planned too, and it was a pretty cool looking. Did you ever sell that, or did you end up keeping it? He's got an Instagram that he posts stuff to occasionally. Yeah, people ask me if I take custom. I just don't. I don't. I'm a big boy with a big boy job, and maybe if Brockonomics doesn't work out like I should, maybe I'll end up selling. I've sold one custom, and the one custom that I sold, it was a dark side that I had worked on, and actually I did an okay job on it. It was the first time I started messing around with like clothing, and I used a rhino body mixed with a maestro lower half. I mean, it was quite elaborate. It's up on my. I think I've probably put it up on Instagram, so check it out if you guys want to see it. It's Life with Brock, one word. Check me out on there. And I sold that one because Mesco announced they announced their dark side. I think it was a couple of years ago. Here you can see right here how it starts covering up starts winding up a little bit. I think it's having the desired effect. So I sold it because I truly I wasn't really happy. If I would have done a little bit better on on the the clothing and whatever, but it sold. I think it sold for, what was it? It was like 170 on eBay. I was like, what the heck? Players, you want to pay 170 for this? Now, in comparison to like the Thanos is way better. My cables the Kit Bash cable is way better. And I wouldn't consider selling those because I like them. So I've only had one that I don't know if I could do what Kyrus does. He did, like I'm telling you, that Storm's work of art gone, no longer in his collection, no longer in his possession. It's gone, player. Matt Stetson says he'd rather sell his organs. It's such a hyperbolic statement right there, player. Come on. You nerds are crazy. I've seen some of the. I saw recently Shartimus Prime. He was doing. He was just messing. It's actually a very popular type videos. I've seen the SOs do it. Actually, Sal does it. He does. He updates his shelf, and people absolutely. I mean, I like watching him. I like watching those type of videos, and so Shartimus was, and I've been watching Shartimus for a while. He just did his shelves. But guys, there's and I've experienced it too. I'm not. It's I guess it's however it's a preference thing, right? But they were just so filled. They were just so filled with the toys, just stacked in there. And he's a guy that likes to pose his figures, so some of them are in poses, but a lot of them are just straight up vanilla. I was like, oh, that's too bad. But the space required to have 500 plus figures, and he may have actually more than that. I really don't like the way it looks, even though like looking at the individual figures, it looks pretty cool. Even the poses look cool. Ugh. But I've had it figures just stacked like that in my living room. Living room. Go check out what I mean. And I am by no means talking trash, guys. Just I saw a video. Just my reaction Thought it was cool that he filmed it. But I don't like that look. It's just too crammed. I also don't like the opposite, that it just looks like it's completely empty and you got one figure, like the Hot Toy stuff. I know some of you guys collect Hot Toys. That's not my cup of tea. Phenomenal looking figures, but you can't really pose them. Not that not that I pose them all the time. There you go. Kyrus likes it. Matt says my wife would kill me if I had stuff in the living room. Well, I wouldn't have done it if my wife didn't allow it. So because it's our home. But she definitely deferred to me and for a really long time. And then recently I personally just got tired of it. You know what? I think we need the living room. I need the living room to be the adult room. Yeah, it's some people coming over. And this one family, they just stared. Mind you, they never met me before, so they don't know my personality. They don't know me. It's their first impression. And they walked into our house, and they didn't mention anything. And I had, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4 Detolfs in the living room with Transformers, and it looked, you could tell they were the higher end Transformers, were Masterpiece, third party, so they're more expensive ones. But these peeps, boy, they didn't say a word. They didn't make a comment. It's like, oh, like they didn't go, oh, they just kept their mouth shut. They were completely weirded out by it. Now, if you knew me in person, actually, if you guys want to get, I know it's a weird medium in YouTube. Like you can't really get to know someone through video, but go watch some of my toy hunts where I take my dad, where I take my wife or my daughters. Just go watch some of them. I'm a fairly normal guy, I like to think, but these people, boy, they didn't even make one comment. And the fact that their silence was telling. Their silence was telling. Yeah, I can do that. I can do a video. I think we've actually I've mentioned it before about doing that and just showing off the customs, even the repaints. You think repaints would be easy and over and done with. Not my repaints. I want to repaint Sasquatch, but I want to repaint Omega Red. I want to make a Sabretooth. Matter of fact, I got a Sabretooth head coming, and I like the new one, but I want to make Sabretooth on the Omega Red body. So I have a couple of Omega. I bought some, so I can make some customs using that body. I want to make another cable. I want to make another. I'm pointing over here like you can't see. I want to make another Thanos. Magneto. I want to finish Magneto. I want to finish Superman and Bizarro and Red Hood, which is pretty much I got to do a little bit more sculpting on Superman and. Superman, no sculpting on Red. Oh, I need to do a little bit of sculpting on the Red Hood. Cyclops, I got a Cyclops I want to do. I want to do a classic Colossus. I want to do a Gambit. I want to finish my Daredevil. There's no way. I want to finish my Juggernaut. I want to kit bash and paint the Strong Guy. There's no way I do the majority of those this year. There's no way. No way. I just don't have the time. And I only really like to custom when I'm like motivated to do it. Like I almost didn't go live when my friend called me. I was bummed, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do it. I would just want to sulk a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm liking that. I'm not liking that. Southtown. I need to finish I have 2 Captain Americas. No, I didn't finish that one. No, and I'll tell you why I didn't. I haven't those. I wanted to airbrush, and I didn't want to airbrush again until I got my paint booth, and it just came. I just got it. So probably in the next month or so, I will be starting to airbrush. I need to practice airbrushing. And I have a Juggernaut that I need to finish. I have a Daredevil that's pretty much ready to go. I have to finish. Oh, here's another one that I started and I haven't finished yet. And this one I think it's going to be really cool, guys. It's the Silver Surfer. I added toe articulation. I already did it. I added magnets to the feet. I added magnets to the board, and I started repainting it. But then I ran out of the chrome paint, and then I saw that there was this black backer, and then also a top coat that is supposed to work with that specific chrome paint. Well, I got everything except for the black backer. I bought a combo. It's called the Spastics stuff, and I bought a combo, the black backer and the mirror chrome, and the seller only sent me the mirrored chrome. So I am now going back and forth with them, and I'm not sure if they try to pull a fast one on me or what, but I don't have the black backer because that one is almost ready to go. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be buying, there's a guy at Can of Beams. You guys are probably familiar with him. He's made some, I don't even know what they would call it, like adjusters that you can put on a stand that will fit the Silver Surfer board. And I think I'm probably going to buy 3 of them because I want to make the Dark Surfer. What did they call him in that Thanos storyline? It was really cool, where him and Thanos just go to blows. They just did it in the Thanos comic book. What did they call him? I can't think of it right now. Kyra says there's snow effects that you can do on your Iceman. Do it. Tell me. Matt says, I'm the same way, just another reason I don't think I could tell. Yeah. That's hard. All right, just a couple more minutes, guys, and then I'll work on this guy some more, maybe off the air, because I don't want you guys to get tired of just looking at Iceman. And one of the things that I've done before when I used to do the collector spotlights, I don't know if you guys have seen that. Those were interviews that I would do. That may be fun for some of you guys that know some of these nerds that I've had on here. Go check out some of those collector spotlights. But I would do, it was like a show, and I was the host. I want to get back to doing those, but I just have to it has to be the appropriate time. But maybe I can have one of you guys on when I'm doing this, and we can be talking customs. So that's another idea. Maybe we can look to do that in the future. I just got to figure out how to do that from my phone, because that I typically did on my computer. All mic'd up with the good camera. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. I can't believe there's still 18 of you in here. I went for about 80 minutes. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out here at my kitchen table, which is my workbench, as you know. And I will catch you maybe this weekend, if not the following week. Thanks for hanging out. See you on the next one. Peace.